You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. We're going to be covering over another Brilliant Stars deck profile, and this one's going to be on nothing else except Malamar Rapid Strike. So Rapid Strike Tentacles has been taken off, and it's really one of those things where I want to really show what this new updated list. I've always been a fan of the Chinchino version. However, the Inteleon version of this deck has been popping off hard. Most notably, this video is going to be based off, if not exactly, Joe Bernard's list from Liverpool Regional. So shout out to them. They also have their channel Omnipoke, so check that out as well. Basically, in this video, we're going to be covering over what makes Malamar good, and seeing exactly how it's played, the deck list, strategy, more gameplay, all that great stuff. The list is available in the description for copy and pasting right into PTCGO or PTCG Live. You can go ahead and go to PTCGOstore.com, plug in code ZLesage5 to save 5% on your next order of codes. To build this deck, you go to AtlasTCG.com, plug in code ZLesage8 to save 8% on your next order of codes or physical Pokemon TCG products. And you could also go to Metafy.gg/@ZachLesage if you are trying to pick up any coaching from me to get prepared for your next event or just generally grow as a player. There's a lot of great stuff going on in this video, so hit that like button, put the notification bell on, subscribe. Let me know in the comments anything, just say hi, anything. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll jump into the deck profile and see what's up. So here you have it, Rapid Strike Malamar. Rapid Strike Malamar is going to be all about Rapid Strike Tentacles, doing 40 damage times the amount of each Rapid Strike card you reveal from your hand. So the goal is, attacking with Malamar is going to be the only attack that you have. How do you get the Rapid Strike cards in your hand? Well, you can see that in the top right-hand corner of all these cards. You see the Rapid Strike badge, and it could be Pokemon, it could be trainer, supporters, stadiums. It could also even be your energies like Spiral Energy. Rule of thumb, and this is really where it's gonna, Malamar, it's you either get it or you don't. Try to not use your Rapid Strike cards throughout the game. And that might sound counterproductive because you have cards like Korrina's Focus that are trying to be your draw supporters and stuff like that. And you can play them. When in doubt, you can play them. There's a reason why we play these cards. But if you play cards like Cynthia's Ambition to draw more cards throughout the game, especially after one of your opponent's Pokemon has knocked out one of your Pokemon, you can now have a deck that is filled with Rapid Strike cards. So you want to have all the Rapid Strike cards in your deck and thin out the non-Rapid Strike cards, and converting cards into Rapid Strike cards. So Rescue Carrier is a non-Rapid Strike card, but when you have two Pokemon that are 90 HP or less, read as like Inkays and Remoraids and even Sobbles, this card can be transformed into a Sobble and a Inkay, for example. And that's enough for you to get 2+2 cards. So when you're trying to knock out a Mew VMAX has 310 HP. 310, it's going to work out to being 8. So 8, 16, 24, 32. That's how much you'll need to get the knockouts. You need to flip 8 cards in your hand. It's hard to get 8 cards in your hand to go Rapid Strike Tentacles, but you do want to be focusing on OHKOs. We do have Octillery that allows us once per turn to search for something with Rapid Strike Search. That's a Rapid Strike card. When in doubt, you could also just lift up that Octillery with a Scoop Up Net to get +2. Think about ways to get those extra cards in your hand. We have Sobble. It's typically better to go second with this deck so that you're able to go Keep Calling or play Brawly to get all your Pokemon in play. I do like starting with Sobble more often than not. And then you're evolving into Drizzile to go Shady Dealings, and you have access to this Shady Dealings. And I mean, Quick Shooting is okay, but it's also another Rapid Strike card. You can see how this deck kind of plays out a little bit, but you're using Drizzile to search things out, Scoop Up Net after you got the Quick Shooting to make everything all work out. I think that this version is really cool, and I haven't necessarily covered on the channel before, so I could explain how Rapid Strike Tentacles works, but I'll show it through some gameplay. We're either going to go through a couple, see how the games go. It's one of those things where I really want to just show what the strategy of this deck can do, and anything else from that, just let me know in the comments. We could totally answer anything up there, or if there's anything else that you want to spark a discussion between the Chinchino version or the Inteleon version or some other kind of version, feel free to hit me up there. Let's jump into some gameplay. So we just won the coin flip. Would we like to go first? No, we actually do not. It's because we want to be able to get off that Keep Calling or being able to use Brawly. And you can see we already have a lot of these cards. We were switching out 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon. All of our bench Pokemon, or all of our basic Pokemon, are Rapid Strike, at least off the top of my head. One common question that we're probably going to get hit up with a lot in this video is, why do I not play Manaphy? Manaphy doesn't necessarily solve all the problems with this deck, first and foremost. And it is one of those things where we can struggle otherwise. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. And Manaphy does take away from some consistency. It's really hard to get it on the bench. Sometimes you're okay to lose to matchups. Do not play Malamar in a Jolteon or Rapid Strike or Urshifu or any other kind of spread metagame. I think it's one of those things where your deck choice is your importance. I think we're going to go through and go with Sobble here. And we're going to be going with Keep Calling. Do we want to go with anything like Brawly? Probably not. We probably want to keep things like Brawly like that in our hands. Or we could just kind of play them out and see whatever we want to do. I mean, it's the kind of same thing, but we are going to get another Pokemon. So you want to, let's go with Brawly first. We probably should have played that before attaching the energy. I'm trying to thin my hand down for that Cynthia. So let's go ahead, grab Inkay. At least we'll have access to the Fog Crystal to search out a Psychic Energy for our next turn. And yeah, let's just grab another Remoraid, and that's gonna leave us all the room in the world. So let's go like this. And at this point, we could also just go for another two Sobbles. If our Sobble's going to get knocked out, we could always just put another Sobble down, and we would be big chillin'. I think that's probably the best case scenario what we can do. So I'm going to go Keep Calling, search for Sobble, and we have the full gangs here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have everything. Our opponent knocks out a Sobble. We're just going to drop another Sobble at that point. If our opponent knocks out something else, like an Inkay, that'd be a little bit scarier, but we'll see how it goes. We got to look at their HP, and I think that's one of those things that you got to look at when you are playing a deck like Malamar is their HP is now going to be 310, and knowing how many you need to hit in order to get that knockout. So in order for us to get the knockout on our opponent's active, 310 is the same as Mew VMAX, which is 8. So 4, 8, like 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, 280, 328. So try to figure that out. I mean, if you're a little bit stronger at math, you could just go 8, 16, 24, 32, doubling it up. However it makes it happen, it makes it happen. Our opponent's probably playing some kind of version of the Raichu deck, or just Lightning Arceus. They're only knocking out our Sobble anyways this turn, so we're going to try to go for that 8 next turn. We'll see. I mean, fingers crossed. We just have Scoop Up Net. Like we have a lot of cards that we could potentially do it out, and we have access to Drizziles, and we have access to a bunch of things. So let's see exactly what we can do. But if worst comes to worst, we're still chilling. The biggest thing is that we got to watch out for is that we have double Inkay prized, so that's going to be one of the more difficult things that we're going to experience in this game. Our opponent's fully going out on their board, which is great, and we kind of have an understanding of what type of deck that they're playing. Like, they are playing some kind of lightning slash whatever. They could attack us with Zekrom, so there is probably an extra turn that we'll lose here. Escape Rope might be allowed to get us around here. I do see some lists that do play one Escape Rope, one Boss's Orders to try to get around single prize card Pokemon that do attack, but we'll see how it goes. If we just get knockouts, it's going to be pretty good. They have to get 6 attacks off. We probably need to get 4 attacks off. Maybe we need to get, yeah, 4 attacks off is probably what I'm assuming. So let's try to roll with it. We already have the Cynthias. We already have all that stuff. So let's try to make it happen. So you can see we already got the energy. So I'm gonna hold. I guess the Fog Crystal doesn't do anything because we don't have any other Inkays in our deck. Let's just double check. Since we already drew the Psychic Energy, so using things effectively is going to be great. We don't want to be drawing less cards with our Cynthia, and we probably also want to have access to our Sobble, just in case for anything else. So let's go like this. Let's go like this. Escape Rope is a card that's like kind of fickle. I don't know if it's necessarily going to matter. We could have attached, or we could have played it before, but I'm going to hold on to it for later on in the game. See what Cynthia's decides to bring us. And with a couple Scoop Up Nets, we might be okay. Although I do think we're probably going to be a little bit off. So let's go for Malamar here. I think that's one of the bigger ones that we want to be choosing. And you want to know what we might not necessarily be able to get it. So maybe we will be going for the Escape Rope here. Like, I think it's legitimately a strong choice. So let's go ahead and I think I'm going to play Escape Rope. I don't think we're going to be able to knock out this Arceus. Let's knock out something else, thin out some more cards, have a better idea of what we're going to be doing for next turn. 320 like damage is really hard to do. There's Mareep. We're only going to need to do 2. So again, 40, 80, get those numbers out there. I'm fine to go Remoraid, play that down, or let's just go Sobble. This probably works out a little bit better, so we can get out Sobble. Oh, we totally sent up the wrong Sobble. Awesome. You can see how I was trying to get off the double Drizzile. So pay attention, like in real life, to the ones that you're going to be playing out. Online's going to have some disadvantages, and I mean, it doesn't matter because there's other Sobbles out there. So we aren't going to necessarily get double use out of Drizzile, but that's okay. Let's still make the best of it. Let's search your deck for something like... Let's search your deck for the Cynthia for next turn. That's cool. We're going to go Scoop Up Net here. We have this to get the knockout, so we have that going for us. Let's go for the Octillery, and you can see that we have some of the cards available. Like, there's 1 and there's 2. I'm going to hold on to the Evolution Incense for next turn, so let's just roll with the Rapid Strike Search, grabbing a random card, and we could definitely just put this back in our hand, or however we decide to do it. So we see 1, 2 cards. That's our way to get the knockouts. Let's make this happen. Rapid Strike Tentacles, boom, boom. There's our knockout. Knockout on the Mareep. That's how it's going to be going. So we're trying to like stay on pace on drawing prize cards. Drawing an Inkay here or any Rapid Strike cards is going to make our job a little bit easier. As long as we draw a prize card pretty much per turn, we're chilling. And if our opponent makes it any easier for us, that's also cool too. So they might just go for the knockout with Zekrom. I'm totally cool with them getting the knockout with Zekrom, because then that means we just have to knock out 2 VSTAR Pokemon, whatever, and that's how it's going to play out. This game might be tough because Arceus VSTAR has a lot of HP, and it's only worth 2 prize cards. If you're playing against a Mew VMAX, for example, you will be getting 3 prize cards for that. Yeah, they are going for a Raichu. So their Marnie's going to be a little bit tough. It sucks that we ended up grabbing the Cynthia's Ambition there, and it's going to go to the bottom of the deck, but maybe we'll draw into another one, or a Korrina, or something else like that. We will be able to go Evolution Incense for something. So we basically need to get the knockout this turn. I think that's really the biggest thing that we have going for us, is we need to get the knockout this turn. And I mean, we're probably closer to this turn than we were before. So let's make this happen. Let's go Malamar. Let's go Evolution Incense. Search your deck for... I don't know if we want to be going for this Inteleon, or if we want to be going for Drizzile. I think it might be better for us to go for this Inteleon for what it's worth. So let's go like this. I think I'm going to end up going for a Scoop Up Net and a Cynthia's. And let's play that Cynthia's, because we have a few ways to get to that 8 card hand. So you can see that we're slowly like trying to get things with Rescue Carrier and Scoop Up Net to make things happen. Let's go for Cynthia's Ambition to try to draw some more cards. And you can see that we already got access to our energy. I think we still have access. Let's double check with the Stormy Mountain. Use everything that you have in play. Let's try to use that basic Psychic Energy first. So there's that. We need to have 8, and we want to have an Inkay left in play. So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's just use a Level Ball, because Level Ball is going to be good for us right there. There's another... Just want to make sure that we're choosing the correct card. Let's go for a Remoraid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go Rescue Carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to search for something here. So let's just grab a Sobble overall. I think that sounds good. So let's go Sobble. I don't think there's any reason not to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's put the Octillery back into our hands. 8, 9. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's go ahead and go Inkay goes down. So we have the 8 for the knockout. Now we do have opportunities to play things. We have 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you want to know what? I probably did 1 too little. So let's go ahead and go Drizzile here. Search our deck for like a Level Ball. I think that sounds like a really good play. Just so we can get out like another, or I guess we're going to be searching for an Evolution Incense so we could put the Remoraid back down for next turn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think we're going to go Scoop Up Net. We might actually be missing this. Let's go ahead. You can see I thought the Drizzile for a second was there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's search out this so we can get the Remoraid back down for next turn. I think that sounds like a really good play. And we're going to go ahead and... Or actually, maybe we want to go Sobble down. I think Sobble down might be the better play. So let's just grab this for the Inteleon. You can see that it's a little confusing to play. So let's just double check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can put one card back down. I would like to have access to my Drizzile and my Inteleon. So Sobble here is actually probably better. Let's put this down. And let's go for Rapid Strike Tentacles. So we will have the 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is going to be 8, 16, 24, 32. Knockout on Arceus VSTAR. So you can see that we are able to get these gigantic knockouts. It's just if we're going to be able to 100% like go after it every single turn. But we are going through more cards and getting more cards. Like you can see, like getting those Inkays out, absolutely life-saving. So if they go for a knockout here, they'd have to get back out knockouts with single prize card Pokemon. And I think this is really where they're going to be struggling with it for the rest of the game. Like, I think we are more than good. Okay, boss's orders. That's fine. We still have access to Drizzile. And we only need to... They have... how much do they have left here? They have 70, so that's 2. We need 2 to get the knockouts. So we already have our 2 there. Let's not blow this, and we already have access to the Drizzile. So you want to know what? I think like it might be better for us to go for something like... We already have access to the Cynthias. I don't think we even want to play anything down right now. I think we just go ahead and go for Rapid Strike Tentacles and just take our 2 out. We already have another Inkay down, so you do not need to get multiple Inkays down. I think that's one of those things where it's tough. Rapid Strike Tentacles, take away the 2. Boom, knockout. Again, we're at 2 prize cards left. So our opponent will have to go through 3 Pokemon, and we only have to go through 1. So we even have 1 turn, even if we miss. And getting that Malamar there is actually quite amazing for us. So if they attack us with something like the Arceus VSTAR, now we only need 7. Yeah, they're just going to knock that out. That's cool. We have access to Cynthia. Those 2 cards aren't going to be particularly helpful for us, but we still might be able to get this, and I think that's something that's really important. Is maybe we'll be able to get a Rescue Carrier or something else to get the knockout. Their best case scenario is if they could have got a knockout with like Flaffy there, but we'll attempt to knock this Pokemon out. We do have the Cynthia's Ambition in our hands, which is quite awesome. So we do need to get 7. We do see the Ordinary Rod. Ordinary Rod here might actually end up being the play, just so we could draw some more cards with Cynthia. So let's go Ordinary Rod. Let's go ahead and do both. There's no reason for us not to get a Malamar back, and there's no reason for us not to grab... actually, we probably don't need the Drizzile back, to be honest. We could always grab that back with a Rescue Carrier at some point. Let's leave those in there again for Rescue Carrier. We can get back 2. So let's go grab that. Let's get our Psychic Energy back. And let's see what we can get from Cynthia's Ambition. We are really close to just winning this game, so let's see if we can make it happen. Currently you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the 5 is what makes it really difficult. Let's go ahead here and search your deck for a Sobble. Not really too much else that we can do, so let's just go for Rapid Strike Tentacles. We'll pitch away a few, but it doesn't really matter how many we pitch away. Let's save that, save some cards for next turn. And if they just go ahead and try to attack us again, that's cool too. If they don't, they don't. You can see like sometimes you can miss and you'll just draw into unfortunate cards in your hand when you're off that Cynthia's Ambition. So when your opponent does have a mix between single prize cards and 2 prize card Pokemon, it does become quite difficult in order to win. So if they do go boss's orders and knock us out with something like... Yeah, they're not going to go after us with Flaffy. Flaffy would be really good against something like a Sobble for what it's worth. I'm completely fine because a lot of the cards that we had in our hand just weren't cutting it. And hopefully we can get something nice like a Cynthia's Ambition. To be honest, that hand is quite terrible. So we are a little bit of a flimsy deck. We'll see if we can get everything out. We might just be 1 card away from getting it, right? And I think that's the best way to look at it. If we are able to get a Drizzile, a Rescue Carrier, or something like that, it can be quite good. Let's go with the Inkay and see what we're able to get. We will not be able to get it, so we are just going to go like this, giving our opponent the well played. We could Fog Crystal. You can see that this deck can get close. And that's not to say that you'll have every game go like this, but it is one of those things where you can struggle a little bit. So we did struggle this game. There was that one turn where we did have that sending up the wrong Sobble due to PTCGO, and that might have cost us a little bit, so that we didn't get off as many Drizziles throughout the game. But it is one of those things where this deck, again, does struggle against Arceus builds at times. And it is like, you can do well against other decks too. So they are going to go for the dynamic Spark. Absolutely cool play. Well played to our opponents. Malamar, super awesome deck that can hit knockouts, but sometimes it does fall a little bit short, and people need to kind of keep that in mind as they go through these games in general. So as you can see, Malamar is quite powerful and it can hit those knockouts, but sometimes cards like Marnie and other things can just take Malamar and just ruin its hand, ruin its day, or you could just draw into an awkward combination. So there are some factors where it's just like, this deck is incredibly powerful, but if you miss one piece of the combo, or if you're one card short, or if you just send up a wrong Sobble on PTCGO, you might find yourself falling behind in a matchup. You gotta watch out for things like Arceus VSTAR. Those can be a little bit more of a difficult matchup because of Big Charm and high amounts of HP and Charon's Care. Those are all things that can be difficult. Same thing with Mew VMAX going Psychic Leap. If you do not get those knockouts, or like, let's say if even if you do get those knockouts, you are spending quite a bit of resources to get there. I think Malamar is a well-equipped deck in the format, and it's very popular because it's incredibly cheap to build in our Brilliant Stars format. I do think that it's a little bit too highly placed in the metagame. By no means do I think it's a bad deck. I think it's absolutely great. I think it's probably like tier 1.5, maybe a high end of tier 2. But a lot of its popularity comes from how cheap it is and efficient it is to build. I do recommend that you try this deck out. I think Malamar is quickly becoming a deck that you should always have in your bag at all times. It is by far the best single prize card attacking deck that we have in our format. So if you are trying to pick up a great deck, pick it up. It's in the description. You can copy and paste that in. Again, shout out to Joe Bernard and Omnipoke for coming up with this concept, or this exact deck list. Check out their channel. Absolutely great stuff going on over there. And if you are trying to pick up any of these cards, go to PTCGO.com, plug in code ZLSH5 to save 5% on your next order of codes. You can go to AtlasTCG.com to save 5% or 8% on your next set of Pokemon singles by using code ZLSH8. And you can go to metafy.gg/@ZachLasage if you are trying to pick up a one-on-one coaching session with me to learn a little bit more about the game, or just improve in general. So I appreciate everyone. I know I'm a little bit late on these uploads. I'm earlier this week I kind of crashed and burned, but we're back on our grind, and we'll be catching up real time soon. It's just been incredibly busy with coaching lately, and I appreciate every single person who's been doing coaching with me. It's made my life great lately. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I appreciate all the opportunities at Metafy and all that stuff. So if you haven't got a chance to check them out. I really would love to help you on your Pokemon journey. That being said, I'll catch up with all y'all later. Have a great week, and stay tuned for more great content. Peace out and have a great day. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.